Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today is the 211th episode of Be With Me, 7 minutes of biblical wonder. And boy, we need more time than that because the wonder is great today. We're going to look today at the best gospel presentation in history. And we're studying a man, Nicodemus, and we're studying what he does in the middle of his life. Spiritual life, if you will. He defends Jesus in John chapter 7. And then in John chapter 3, before that, we find you can't believe what Jesus says to Nicodemus. And we're looking at what Jesus says to Nicodemus in John chapter 3. And then in John chapter 7, you can't believe what Nicodemus says for Jesus. And then in John chapter 19, you can't believe what Nicodemus does for Jesus. So we see this arc of this man, this Nicodemus. And you can't believe what precious treasures Jesus lays at Nicodemus's feet. You must be born again. One of these famous, Lord, for your fame and for your glory. But he doesn't give that to the world. He gives it to an individual, Nicodemus. That's what touches me so much about this, is that this is a specific speech and encounter at night with fear, with this particular person, with this particular resources and conflicts. And Jesus gives him this word, and we're like eavesdropping on it, and we get to say, oh, you've got to be born again. When we talk about that turn of phrase, we seem to talk about it in generalities. And what touched me so much about this over the last couple of days is this was given to a specific person. So when we think about you must be born again, or God so loved the world, we have to picture it with Jesus giving those words to Mr. Nicodemus with his fear and his questions and his education very specifically. So here's what he says. This is more stuff he says to Nicodemus. Most famous passage in the Bible. It's at the football games, John 3:16. I'm going to start with that. For God so the good news, the gospel, the best gospel presentation in the world, in the history, was given by Jesus, of course, to Nicodemus. Here it is. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Oh, my brothers and sisters, of course he's talking to Nicodemus. He's saying to him, believe. Don't perish. Believe. I've given my only Son to the world, that by faith in him, by trusting in him, you cannot perish and you can have eternal life. It's great news. Here's more good news. Verse 17. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that in order that the world might be saved through him. God comes not to condemn, to save. Why? Because we're condemned already. Oh my gosh. Verse 18, the bad news. So this bad news verse is given to Nicodemus. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only Son of God. He tells Nicodemus, great news. You can believe in his Son and not perish. But there's bad news. The bad news is you're already, Nicodemus, you and everybody else in the world is already on a highway to hell. John 3:18, whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe is condemned already. Oh my goodness, Nicodemus, you're not neutral. You're on a road to destruction. And this is the judgment, verse 19. The light is come into the world, and people love the darkness. Yes, Lord, isn't that true? Rather than the light, because their works were evil. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. But whoever does what is true comes to the light, so that it may be clearly seen that his works have been carried out in God. So we find Nicodemus here, the wind blowing in him. Obviously, he's curious. He finds the Spirit Verse 8 of chapter 3 says, "The wind blows where it wishes. You hear its sound, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit." Something is happening inside of Nicodemus here. He's asking Jesus, coming to Jesus. He's asking him questions. He's reinterrogating Jesus, and Jesus gives him the good news. He gives him the best gospel presentation that's given to the world. Yes, it's given to us eventually, but it's given to him. It's a call to belief. It's a call to not be condemned, because you're already condemned and you got to get off this road to destruction you're already on. Verse 18. I mean, Nicodemus should be terrified here. We should be terrified. Whoever does not believe is condemned already. It's not we're just neutral. I'm a pretty good person. No, you're on a road to hell, Nicodemus. And I have good news for you. God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. For those of you who believe and have heard the gospel before and responded to before, good for you, good for God. I mean, he did the heavy lifting. He blew the Spirit. And we respond. How to respond? Whoever believes in him may have eternal life. Whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. My brothers and sisters, don't leave this podcast or this day or this moment without believing. Yes, he gives us the most clear gospel in the history of the world. So don't not respond to it because you're on a road to destruction. Please believe. Please trust in him. Please turn to him. Don't be condemned already. This is the best news given by the best God to the biggest knucklehead of all time. The crazy thing about this is we don't find out how Nicodemus responds, at least not yet. Stay tuned. We'll find out tomorrow. I love you, my brothers and sisters. Believe today.